What's up guys, welcome to Veldora-kun. From our previous episodes, we have seen their discussion on who would deal with the opponents. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I will put the links in the description below. You will see in these videos what happened during the Walpurgis battle and the upcoming events. Just a quick warning, these videos contain spoilers from the light novel. Also, don't forget to join our Discord community. I welcome you to Veldora-kun subordinates, the link is in the description below. See you there. So now in this video we will review what happened next, where they will settle for a final plan, and we'll see Hinata's journey to Tempest. But before we will proceed, please like, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Now without further ado, let's proceed with the video. So based on the previous assessment, there are in total 10 people including Hakuru. And Rimuru will be Hinata's opponent. Veldora is a no-go since Rimuru wanted him to keep an eye on the town, and also because they don't know of the opponent's other move. Geld has been reserved, only to be summoned in an emergency situation. And he hopes for Diablo, Ranga, Hakuru, and Gabiru to focus on resolving the issue at Pharma's kingdom. Rimuru said, so the only people I have free are Benimaru, Xian, and Sowei? Benimaru assures that he will be joining, and it's the reason why he handed the commanding position of Yam's reinforcements to Hakuru. Sowei said he will stay as well since his replications can handle intelligence duties well enough, and Sokat and the rest are quite useful in this regard as well. Xian jumps in and says she wants to be in as well, because as his secretary, he should be serving his side. Then Raphael talks. Report, if the party following Hinata also contains members of the Sage class, it is impossible to achieve the goal of buying time. The group to engage them should be arranged properly as well just in case. So Rimuru confirms something to Sowei, are there any saint-level knights among the holy knights operating separately from Hinata? Sowei closed his eyes and then replied, my apologies, every member is indeed above rank A, but there isn't any individual emitting any particularly stronger aura. Rimuru thinks that, if a monster emits its aura, it becomes very obvious. But it's a different thing with a more skillful individual, since they can hide their auras cleverly. Just like Hinata who only gives off the aura of an average person. Rimuru wasn't able to see through her disguise and was surprised by her tremendous strength. Rimuru speaks, we still need to be cautious. Apart from Yamagiri, how about we allow Xian to command the Kurenai as well? Is that okay with you, Benimaru? And Benimaru replies, I'm fine with it. Also, me and Sowei will take 2 at once of the 4 knights coming alongside Hinata. Rigard inserts himself and said, a moment please, Rimuru-sama. Occasionally, even I, Rigard, wish to go on a rampage, he says while posing with muscles showing off. Shuna smiles and added, if that's the case, there is still me. And out of nowhere Rigard said, of course I'm here as well, how could I let Gobta take all the spotlight? Rimuru said, hold on, guys. It would be too dangerous to send you all out. They asked Rimuru back if there are any suitable candidates and so, the discussion grows more and more intense. Rimuru's pondering was interrupted by the noise on the gate. Gobwa tries to prevent someone from entering but Sufia speaks, hush, we want to join as well. Alvis added, Sufia, it's fine, but you don't have to be so rude to others. Young lady, we only wish to express our gratitude by offering our assistance. The 2 enters the meeting room and expresses their intention of helping. Sufia and Alvis says, I hope you would grant us too the opportunity to repay you. Rimuru started the conversation, just now you mentioned about assisting us. And Alvis replies, indeed, Rimuru-sama. Aren't the 10 great saints approaching this nation? You seem to be short on people that can hold them back, so we wish you would allow us to assist in this task. And Sufia agreed, right. I am only of much use in battle. It is times like this that I may repay my gratitude. Please give us the order. Rimuru begins to examine the 2's proposal. Rimuru considers their strength, but concerned in one thing, but you shouldn't be acting on your own without Carrion's permission. And they said that it's okay with Master Carrion, and he's very generous. Also, Carrion is troubled on how to repay Rimuru. Benimaru concluded, I agree. These people are trustworthy. Rimuru asked them, "Can I rely on you guys?" And they said, "Leave it to us. Thank you for your understanding." And as such, they have gained the powerful assistance in the form of Sophia and Alvis, and their plan to take on Hinata's party is settled. Rimuru thinks that their plan may seem to be flawless, yet it has one fatal flaw. If he is to be defeated by Hinata, all of these discussions would be worthless. Raphael assures Rimuru that he will be the winner. And even if he doesn't have 100% confidence in himself, his companions still believe in him. If that's the case, he will no longer hesitate and keep on moving. Rimuru advises them, "I'll say this one more time. If the battle plan is hard to maintain once we actually start fighting, then you should eliminate your opponent immediately. The lives of our companions are the most important. Know that you are done for if you get killed. So I hope everyone will be able to make it through this ordeal safely as well," and they all agreed, "Yes sir." Rimuru thinks it wouldn't be productive if they get any of their companions killed just by trying to avoid harming the Holy Knights. Rimuru nods with satisfaction after hearing their response. Next, they wait for Hinata's next move. On the other hand, Hinata has successfully arrived at Tempest Federation. For her, the journey has been just average traveling after teleporting from Rubirio's to Ingratia through the teleportation gate. Hinata recalls her journey and how she met her subordinates. Just when she left Rubirio's, she heard the sound of running horses behind her and turned to see some familiar faces. They are the four captains, Arno, Bacchus, Ritus, and Fritz. Vice Commander Reynold and Gerald needs to stand on guard while Hinata is out. Hinata asked them, "What is the meaning of this?" And Arno replies, "That should be our line, Hinata-sama. Are you trying to take all the glory for yourself?" And Hinata responded, "What kind of dumb talk is that? I'm heading to negotiate, there is no glory to be claimed anywhere." Arno talks back, "Here we go again. You are not particularly persuasive when dressed up, as if you are heading for a final battle." And Ritus backed up, "Indeed. We wouldn't want to gain anything at the expense of Hinata-sama's life. Our true honor would be in you leading us." And Bacchus said, "I agree. The Demon Lord's message never mentioned that you have to go alone after all." Hinata, who is surprised, replies with a sigh, "Are you all aware of the situation here? My opponent is a Demon Lord. It was I who provoked him in the first place, so this is my problem. It is neither your responsibility, nor is it any business of yours. Return home immediately." Arno and the rest would still not obey even with Hinata's order. Hinata eventually gave up and said, "Whatever you wish then." Now Hinata's party has increased to 5 people. On their journey, they were forced to camp out in the wilderness, since in this time of the year, most inns are fully booked. By the 10th day of their journey, they finally reached the kingdom of Bloomond, far more exhausted than they had expected to be. At this point, Hinata's party decided that they had to seek out an inn for some desperately needed rest and recuperation. After reserving a room for each, they met up in the restaurant. Arno broke the silence and said, "This town seems it has really grown, hasn't it?" And Hinata agreed. They noticed the appearance of the street, and there are even items unfamiliar to them on the market. The rural atmosphere Bloomin gave off in their past missions have long disappeared. Arno also added, "Have you all noticed? There are even more varieties of clothes. They look like brands I've only seen in the Ingratia kingdom. There are even some passers-by wearing those luxurious clothes." And Bacchus also found the sights to be astounding. Speaking of, it's the same case for weaponries. All of the gear have very fine quality and seems to be crafted with monster materials. The commodities of this town have exceeded both the quantity and quality of those in other small nations. There are also plenty of trading posts around. Fritz asked while observing Hinata's expression, "It must have been the effect of the Tempest Federation? All this changes may have been caused by the kingdoms trading with the Tempest Federation that such a town was able to develop. But it would mean that their actions are completely ignoring the doctrines of Rumonism." Ritus also mumbles with confusion in her eyes, "They took a gamble to trade with a demon lord in pursuit of development." Hinata also agrees with her view. Normally, it would be impossible, but Rimuru is different. He might have made such things a reality And the restaurant's menu is one of the evidence. The waitress asks Hinata's group, "Can I take your order?" And Hinata replies, "I want ramen." And the waitress replied, "Ramen has been really popular lately. We have 3 different flavors of ramen: miso, soy sauce and pork bone. Each of them also have the 2 choices of heavy and light broths. How would you like your ramen made?" Hinata is surprised that the ramen here is what it's really supposed to be. She replies, "I want thick broth pork bone ramen with dumplings and rice." And the waitress gladly replied, "All right. You are quite the expert for a first-timer. What would the other guests like to order?" The rest all look at Hinata impressively and ordered like Hinata, since they have no idea what any of these are. And soon the dishes are served. Hinata felt a sense of nostalgia, while for the rest, it is their first time seeing authentic ramen. And that's it for my video. Now, it's shout-out time. I would like to thank Adam for boosting the server twice. And thank you Kaylee for boosting the server. Thank you so much guys. As you have noticed, I have been uploading more frequently. It's my gift, since we have finally reached 50,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. See you on my next upload.